what we had learned in our last lesson. Let's revise the names of months. We'll start with January. January translates to enero. Try saying that. Enero. February becomes febrero. Say that, please. Febrero. March is translated as marzo. Try this. Marzo. April will be abril. Can you say that? Abril. May will become mayo. Try that. Mayo. June is junio. Let's hear you saying that. Junio. Good going. Moving on, July translates to julio. Say that. Julio. August is agosto. Try saying that. Agosto. September will be septiembre or setiembre. Try that one also. Septiembre or setiembre. Very good. October becomes octubre. Can you say that? Octubre. November is noviembre. Say that, please. Noviembre. And December translates to diciembre. Try that one. Diciembre. Note that just like the days of the week, names of months are also not capitalized in Spanish. What is today's date, or literally, what is the date of today, translates to ¿Cuál es la fecha de hoy? Try saying that. ¿Cuál es la fecha de hoy? Always remember that with what plus is or es, we use cuál. Let's now revise the translation as to how to tell dates. To tell dates, the structure is the plus number plus of plus month. This structure becomes el plus number except for first plus de plus month. Let's revise with an example. Let's look at the 8th of January word by word. The is el. 8 is ocho. Of becomes de. And January is enero. Hence, to say the 8th of January, we say el ocho de enero, which literally means the 8th of January or January 8th. To tell the first day of each month, we don't use uno, we use primero. So, the 1st of January becomes el primero de enero, where January is enero. Say that, please. El primero de enero, which means the 1st of January or January 1st. Excellent. Today we will learn about how to ask someone's age and to tell our own age as well as discuss birthdays. We have mastered numbers and learnt about days and dates. We can apply these concepts in our daily lives and use them for asking and telling age and birthdays. In today's lesson, we will learn how to ask and tell about age and birthdays. So let us first learn how to talk about age. Let's start with the most common phrase to ask somebody's age. How old are you? In Spanish, the phrase for asking how old are you literally means how many years do you have? Let us look at how we will translate how many years do you have? Let's break this phrase up word by word. Do you remember that how many translates to cuántos? Let's say that one more time. ¿Cuántos? Great. Years in Spanish is años. Can you try that, please? Años. Moving on, we know that the verb to have translates to tener. However, you have in an informal context becomes tienes. So let's combine these and try to translate how old are you? Again, it literally means how many years do you have, which becomes ¿cuántos años tienes? We omit the do here as it does not get translated into Spanish. The question form do you have is actually just the statement you have with double question marks, where you have translates to tienes. So remember, to ask someone how old are you, we ask how many years do you have, which gets translated as ¿cuántos años tienes? Great! Now let's focus on learning how to give an answer to the question, how old are you? One response could be, I am 8 years old. I am 8 years old literally becomes, I have 8 years. Again, to have is tener in Spanish, while I have becomes tengo. Great! So our word-by-word translation will be as follows. I have becomes tengo. 8 is translated as ocho, and years becomes años. Therefore, I am 8 years old becomes tengo ocho años, which literally means I have 8 years. Can I hear you say that? Tengo ocho años. Tengo ocho años, where 8 is ocho and years is años. Great! Let's now have a short conversation to recap how to ask and tell age. Mark asks Lisa, how old are you? Which when translated to Spanish literally means how many years do you have? Lisa answers, I am 8 years old, which literally becomes I have 8 years. Good! Now let's translate these in Spanish. How old are you becomes ¿cuántos años tienes? And the answer, I am 8 years old, is translated as tengo ocho años. Please repeat that. Tengo ocho años. Awesome. Let's take another example. Mark asks Lisa, how old are you? And Lisa answers, I am 12 years old, which literally translates as I have 12 years. Let's translate the second sentence. I am 12 years old literally becomes I have 12 years. I have 12 years gets translated as tengo 12 años, where 12 becomes 12, and years gets translated as años. Can you say that loud? Tengo 12 años. Tengo 12 años. Good work. Going back to our conversation, how old are you will get translated as ¿cuántos años tienes in Spanish? And I am 12 years old becomes tengo 12 años. Good. Let's see how much you remember. What does how old are you translate to? Does it become ¿cuántos años tienes? Or ¿cuántos años tener? Or ¿cuántos años tengo? Which one do you think is the right option? How old are you translates to ¿cuántos años tienes? Which means how many years do you have? Where tienes means you have in an informal context. Hope you got that right. Now let's try translating I am 8 years old into Spanish. Will it be tengo 12 años? Or tengo 8 años? Or tengo 7 años? Do you put your bet on the first, or the second, or the third? I am 8 years old becomes tengo 8 años, where 8 is ocho. Excellent. Here's another quiz. How will you say I am 9 years old in Spanish? Will you say tengo 5 años? or tengo 12 años, or tengo 9 años. Try remembering. I am 9 years old becomes tengo 9 años, where 9 is 9. How did you do there? Now try translating I am 13 years old. What do you think it will be? Will it be tengo 9 años? Or tengo 13 años? Or tengo 3 años? Think. I am 13 years old gets translated as tengo 13 años. Did you get that right? Remember, 13 is 13. Great. All right, let's revise. How old are you, literally meaning how many years you have, gets translated as ¿cuántos años tienes? Try saying that. ¿Cuántos años tienes? I am 8 years old becomes tengo 8 años. Can you say that as well? Tengo 8 años. And I am 12 years old becomes tengo 12 años. One more time. Tengo 12 años. Good going. Now let's look into the second lesson objective for today. Let's move on to asking and telling birthdays. As we know, the most common phrase to ask birthday is, when is your birthday? In when is your birthday, when gets translated as cuándo. Now let's see how we translate birthday. Birthday literally means to complete years. To meet or comply translates to cumple. Therefore, complete years becomes cumple plus años. Hence, birthday, literally meaning complete years, gets translated as cumple años. So, when is your birthday becomes ¿cuándo es tu cumpleaños? Remember here, when translates to cuándo, and birthday becomes cumpleaños. Therefore, your birthday becomes tu cumpleaños. Awesome. Similarly, let's look at my birthday is. My translates to me. Hence, my birthday is becomes mi cumpleaños es. Great! For us to be able to tell when our birthday is, we will need to learn how to tell dates. Let us now look at the structure of telling dates. To tell dates, we say the plus the number corresponding to the date plus of plus name of the month. In Spanish, it's like this. The becomes el. Then we put the number in Spanish, except for first, then de, which means of, and then the name of the month in Spanish. Hence, to tell dates, we say hoy es, meaning today is. El plus number, except for first, plus de plus month. For example, el 8 de enero means the 8th of January, or January 8th. As we know, to tell the first day of each month, we don't use uno, we use primero. For example, el primero de enero means the 1st of January, or January 1st. Great! Now let's practice some phrases telling one's birthday. For example, my birthday is March 25th. The 25th of March, that is March 25th, becomes el 25 de marzo, where 25 translates to 25, and March becomes marzo. Remember, names of months are not capitalized in Spanish. Great. Now let us look at the sentence, my birthday is on the 25th of March. We will translate my birthday is on the 25th of March by looking at it broken up. My becomes mi. Birthday translates to cumpleaños. Is will be es. The translation of on will be omitted. The becomes el. 25th translates to 25. Of becomes de. And finally, March translates to marzo. Therefore, my birthday is the 25th of March translates to mi cumpleaños es el 25 de marzo. Can you please repeat that? Mi cumpleaños es el 25 de marzo. Great! Now let's see the 3rd of June, or June 3rd, which gets translated as el 3 de junio. Here, 3 becomes tres, and June translates to junio. Remember that the names of months are never capitalized in Spanish. Now let's take another example. My birthday is the 3rd of June. Looking at it broken up, my translates to mi. Birthday becomes cumpleaños. Is translates to es. We omit on. The becomes el. 3rd becomes tres. Of translates to de. And finally, June becomes junio. Therefore, my birthday is the 3rd of June translates to mi cumpleaños es el 3 de junio. Let's try that one more time. Mi cumpleaños es el 3 de junio. Great! Let's look at another example. My birthday is the 6th of April. Looking at it broken up, my translates to mi. Birthday becomes cumpleaños. Is translates to es. The becomes el, and 6th is seis. Remember, seis. Of translates to de. And lastly, April becomes abril. So, my birthday is the 6th of April translates to mi cumpleaños es el 6 de abril. Can you say that, please? Mi cumpleaños es el 6 de abril. Now let's look at translating my birthday is the 1st of May. Again, looking at it broken up, my becomes mi, while birthday translates to cumpleaños. Is becomes es. The translates to el. First becomes primero. Of will be de. And lastly, May becomes mayo. So the complete translation will be mi cumpleaños es el primero de mayo. Great work! All right, it's quiz time again. Let's see how much you remember of what we have learned so far. How will you translate my birthday is the 2nd of June? Will it be mi cumpleaños es el 12 de junio? Or could it be mi cumpleaños es el 2 de junio? The correct translation to my birthday is the 2nd of June is mi cumpleaños es el 2 de junio. Did you get that right? Let's try another one. How will you say my birthday is the 5th of July in Spanish? Is it going to be mi cumpleaños es el 5 de julio or mi cumpleaños es el 7 de julio? The correct translation is mi cumpleaños es el 5 de julio. How did you do there? Great. What will be the correct translation of my birthday is the 7th of August? Is it going to be mi cumpleaños es el 7 de julio or mi cumpleaños es el 7 de agosto? Will it be the first or the second? The correct answer is mi cumpleaños es el 7 de agosto. Did you get this one right? All right. How will you translate my birthday is the 8th of September? Is it going to be mi cumpleaños es el 8 de septiembre or mi cumpleaños es el 9 de septiembre? The correct translation will be mi cumpleaños es el 8 de septiembre. Did you get this one right? Let us now revise what we learned in this lesson in the form of a conversation. Mark. Hi, Lisa. Lisa. Hi, Mark. How are you? Mark. I am fine. When is your birthday? Lisa. My birthday is on the 1st of March. Mark. How old are you? Lisa. I am 16 years old. So, hi, Lisa translates to Hola, Lisa. Hi, Mark. How are you becomes Hola, Mark. ¿Cómo estás? I am fine. When is your birthday? Will be Estoy bien. ¿Cuándo es tu cumpleaños? Moving on, my birthday is on the 1st of March translates to mi cumpleaños es el 1 de marzo. Remember, first translates to primero and not uno. Great! Now, how old are you becomes ¿Cuántos años tienes? And finally, I am 16 years old becomes Tengo 16 años, where 16 is 16. Great! All right, it's time for the Culture Leaf of the Day. Moros y Cristianos is a set of festival activities which are celebrated in many towns and cities of Spain. According to popular tradition, the festivals commemorate the battles, combats, and fights between the Moors, or Muslims, and Christians. The festivals represent the capture of the city by the Moors and a subsequent Christian reconquest. The people that take part in the festival are usually enlisted in filaes, or comparsas, companies that represent the Christian or Moor legions. And for several days, they parade with bombastic costumes loosely inspired by medieval fashion. The festival develops among shots of gunpowder, medieval music, and fireworks, and ends with the Christians winning in a simulated battle around a castle. The most well-known Moors and Christians festival takes place in Alcoy, a Valencian community, from the 22nd to the 24th of April, around the feast day of St. George.